Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. This time we're doing the 2018 action revenge crime thriller, Peppermint. Yes, this is a Jennifer Garner movie I actually really enjoy. I think it's better than Elektra and her stint in the Daredevil movie. It's basically John Wick, but with a woman. And I know some people were not a fan of this movie, saying it's too close to John Wick and it's kind of generic. No, Jennifer Garner makes this movie work. I don't care what the critics say. She earned this money that she got for this movie. She's badass and she's not a superhero. And, it's believable that, after a bunch of Hispanics killed her family, that she goes after them. I mean, yeah, justice has to be served because the justice system is screwed up. It says the system failed, she won't. And this movie is really, really entertaining. If you want to see something R-rated that's not for kids, this is it. It's about an hour and 42 minutes. Let's get started. Hold on. Let me get my water. Let's do this. It's a Universal movie, so this is I think on Paramount Plus, or it's still on Netflix, so you can watch it there if you want to watch it. I know this podcast said 1:00, but I'm doing it now because I know some people are in school right now, but I wanted to do this today because tomorrow's DC fandom and I can't do it. So, yeah, let's get this done. These are just the logos. I'm going to talk about the movie too. Hey, Jake Cage, you just made it. I'm not going to go in tangents and talk about other films here. This is just going to be for Peppermint. Let's do this. H Brothers is a Asian company. I think they also did some other films in the last decade as well. It's funny because the villains here are Hispanic. And since this is the last day of Hispanic Heritage Month, thank God, I wanted to just do it and go out with a bang. My friend was just upset because he killed her family. I'm like, Josh, did you see John Wick? It's the same freaking story. They killed his wife in cold blood and they killed his puppy. The movie's still amazing, though. It's still amazing. It's still one of the best action franchises that we got right now. The movie starts with a car scene. You think that they're having sex, but they're not. It fools you. Yep, revenge. It's a story that's been done in film since Death Wish. And unlike Gunpowder Milkshake, this is not played for laughs. This movie's not funny. It's dead serious, like it should be, because it's not a comedy. And Jennifer Garner spent a lot of time in this movie having vulnerability. She's not a superhero. That's what I'm tired of in these movies where Fast and the Furious and Snake Eyes and Bond. I'm just going to say this right now. They don't need to be superheroes, guys. Showing vulnerability and pain is not a bad thing. How long is the movie? An hour and 42 minutes. With the end credits, about an hour and 35. Just because the character's in pain doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Unless it's torture, then it's a problem. But if it's like a cut or a punch in the face or they get shot, it shows their vulnerability. That's not a bad thing. The Hayuki brothers, yeah, Hoyaki, I think they're Japanese. It looks very Asian. A lot of Asian movies did this similar premise. Lakeshore Entertainment. And it's called Peppermint because her daughter had an ice cream that's peppermint flavored. I didn't understand the title until I saw it. And people say, oh, this is racist. They put the Hispanics as stereotypes. I'm like, again, I'm not Mexican, guys. I don't live in Los Angeles. I don't care. I'm not a Mexican. That's why I didn't see Coco, because it had nothing to do with this movie. With my culture. Did you find it? Yeah, there's a black kid and a Hispanic kid. Again, because it's LA, it makes sense. I'm going to try not to go into any tangents. Yeah, this is after her family is dead. Because in the beginning of the movie, she's just, with her family, and she loves her little daughter and her thing. And I know that's upsetting. For some people, they're not going to be able to take it. I can. because I've been through a rough year. And I saw this movie. I got this movie. This is the last copy they had at Best Buy during the pandemic last year. The last copy. I got it. Because I saw this on cable a few years ago. And I'm like, wow, this is actually not as terrible as the critics said it is. I'd rather watch this than Halloween Kills. Because at least the violence is actually earned here. It got slashed on her leg. See? Vulnerability is something that women should have in every film, no matter if it's emotional vulnerability or physical or mental or whatever. Give us somebody human, not a superhero all the time. I'm fine with Wanda being a superhero and Black Widow, but not every character is a superhero. Oh, she's stapling her leg back. It's pretty brutal, this movie. It doesn't hold back. I knew I wanted to do a podcast on this movie because it's so underrated. I recommend watching it on Netflix. It's a very entertaining movie that's under 2 hours. And make women look unstoppable. It should not be the case. No, you can have a woman have vulnerability. A woman having, that time of the month, it's perfectly normal. They can't say, oh, that should never happen in a movie. It's sexist. It's insensitive. It's a crack against women. No, it's not, because it's a normal thing. There, we have a flashback 5 years ago. And unlike in Long Kiss Goodnight, which is like this movie, except that this movie is way better. Jennifer Garner doesn't go from like a housewife to a badass out of nowhere. That was stupid. They submerge a woman in water and her personality switches. No. And Jennifer Garner is one of the hottest women I've ever seen. She has a very wholesome yet badass way. Have you seen Alias? I've seen clips from that show. I've got to see that show all the way through. I heard the later seasons were not good, but she's always good. Why hasn't she been in the MCU is beyond me. I know she's almost 50, but who cares? They got Paul Rudd when he was almost 50 in the first Ant-Man, so this film's underrated. It did not need to get as much critical saying this is not a Razzie worthy. This is not a Razzie performance. I have seen way worse. Anything Kristen Stewart's in, is worse. Way freaking worse. And she's a loving mother that, a real loving mother. And she plays a mom in these movies because she is a mom for real. You have to know what it feels like, guys, to play it. Yeah. Brie Larson's not even a mom yet, but I bought that she was a mom in Room. And that wasn't a cartoon. That movie was dead serious. Sometimes a movie needs to be serious. Sometimes it needs to be funny. I'm just saying, you have to know which tone to pick and go and stick with it. It's a good looking movie. And who directed this movie? The same director of Taken and the movie I just did a few weeks ago from Paris with Love, Pierre Morel, a Frenchman. Yeah. A foreigner that knows how to freaking do a movie. Why this guy hasn't done an MCU movie or DCU movie or one of the John Wick movies is beyond me. It's a really good director. He has atmosphere and his movies look great. And there's no shaky cam like this. There's none of that. I hate that. You're so yummy. How old is Jennifer Garner now? I know it's upsetting, okay? Losing a family member will always be upsetting, even when they're old. She's going to be 50 next year in 2022. Good for her. Look at that face. That's a beautiful face. The first thing I saw her in was, unfortunately, Mr. Magoo. But hey, that was over 20 years ago. That was when she was starting. She started in 1995. Kids' lives change. Nobody knows. Nobody I don't really care for her other films like Heaven Sent and all that. No, I don't care about or Heaven is for Real. I don't care about movies like that, guys. I don't need to be reminded of reality. Okay, I want to live in a fantasy world in film where I can be entertained. That's it. I think Garner isn't in the MCU because of what happened with her in the last time. I know because Elektra sucked. Bad writing is what hurt that movie, not her. Most directors won't be interested in doing MCU or DC because it's not their thing. Again, Ellie Kemper deserves better than freaking Home Alone the remake, which I don't want to see. I'm skipping that. Oh yeah, there's a Christmas tree in this movie. I forgot about that. So this takes place during winter. But some people are interested. We never thought Haley would be in the MCU. There she is. She's coming in a month. And I'm looking forward to it. I can get through it. With the Multiverse of Madness, who knows if Elektra shows up, or Daredevil, or anything. Yeah. Yes, I know DC fandom is tomorrow. That's why I'm doing this podcast today, to avoid a conflict. Because I'm not going anywhere today anyway. So it's warm out today, and I'm like, They don't need them anyway. It's your birthday. Birthday sucks. It does. That little girl can also act for the few scenes that she's in. Just the three of us will be fun. Also, I like Jennifer Garner this year in Yes Day. I thought it was cute. I thought she was good. The kids were good. The Edgar Ramirez, not a fan. Sorry, no. Jungle Cruise, I'm not going to watch it for him. I'll watch it in November by myself. Hopefully, I'll get through it. I'm going to have to take I'm going to have to drink some caffeine or something to stay awake because I has Emily Blunt and Edgar Ramirez. Yeah, I'm got bottoms up. I'm not going to get through a bad movie unless I'm not drunk, but, high on something. Sugar or caffeine. No, Scarlett Johansson. And look, there's no Brits in this movie. Yay! Which is what I need because it's soothing. After sitting through 10 months of these people invading my cinema, I don't need it anymore, guys. I just don't. I'm done. After that Home Alone trailer, I was done, okay? After Spider-Man, I don't want to see Tom Holland for like a year or two just so I can recover because I need to recover, man. This decade has been really rough so far. We have to stay home and watch movies like this to avoid a disease. Well, I'm still here. Next week, I'm getting a flu shot. Yes, sir. Because I want to stay alive. I can't afford to get sick. I want to live so I can see more movies and do podcasts for you guys because I already got a job coming up soon. And I'm not going to be doing podcasts every week like you guys think. Is the boss around? I found the other one. Is that S.A. Morales? I think it is, yeah. You tried to bring me off? Did you really think you were going to get away with it, Mickey? It's a bloody movie, yeah. This movie does not hold back. Reminding somebody of something they did in the past. Sony still did Spider-Man 3 and they rebooted it. Yeah, twice. And that's going to be in canon in the next movie. So, yeah, anything's possible with the multiverse opening up soon. They're like, this movie's racist. It shouldn't exist. We have John Wick. Well, you don't think that's racist too? I would say she should do Marvel or DC, but I don't know if she would want to. Multiverse of Madness can mention Daredevil and Elektra, just don't show it. No, the Netflix, not showing it. I mean that they could show up in like out of nowhere. I mean, we never thought that we would have Doc Ock in the movie again. And look, de-aged Alfred Molina. Yeah, Mexican thugs. I know, I get it, guys. There's banditos in LA. But it's not racist because this is not a documentary. This is an action film. It's not like that Shia LaBeouf movie from last year. What was it, The Tax Collector? Where he's pretending to be a cholo? That's dumb. That's not needed. That's really racist. Yeah, this scene is cute. They killed her family. I know it's upsetting, Josh. You don't have to tell me in the comment section of this video. It's upsetting. You're supposed to be upset. No one likes to see a family die that's a loving family of her kid and her husband. It's not like she cheated on him. I love my sister. I know, I would do anything to keep her safe. Anything. I walk through fire to do that. Tom Holland just needs to take a break. Yeah, exactly. Some people, Garner took a break from doing action films after the 2000s. So she did this movie, and then like, oh, she's terrible. Let's cancel her. No, she's not going anywhere, guys. You can't show Daredevil. I know because of the rights. I know. I'm saying not that Daredevil. You can show the Ben Affleck one, or just a comic book Daredevil. Multiverse means any Marvel universe that Sony doesn't own. That's including the shows like Agents of Shield or the Inhumans or anything. Anything is legitimate at this point. There's nothing off the tables. Rights issues are stupid. There's the ice cream scene. Yeah, we're about 15 minutes in, so yeah, it's not very long. This movie. I like action movies that are short and to the point. I don't need a 2.5 hour action movie, guys. This film would have been boring if it had an extra 30 minutes of just talking and saying how much pain she's in. We get it. Very loving actress. I know a lot of people don't see that, but I'm sorry. I know when an actress is a bitch and when she's a caring, estrogen filled, love machine. I get it, guys. Here we go. Slow mo scene. They kill a family with semi automatics. I don't know how they got that into the country, considering that they're probably not even legal here. Yeah, see, silence. There's no sound. It's pretty brutal. It's like the beginning of Bad Boys 3 when they try to kill Will Smith. And who does it? Mexican freaking Michael Pena's son. For some reason, he thinks he's Deadpool. I'm like, I'm going to kill you. And I'm like, it was too much. I'm like, yeah, that was dark. And I did not expect that. But in that, I was like, this is a comedy. Why are you trying to do a murder? You know they're not going to kill Will Smith. Come on, guys. When does he ever die in a movie? Like, rarely. You should watch the Punisher TV show. I know I heard it's good on Netflix. So I'm gonna try to watch it in November before I work. Because I'm gonna be working, guys. I'm not gonna be here every weekend. Work is important to me. I want a PS4 for 2022 before it discontinued in 2023. And Jennifer Garner has the biggest, sexiest lips I've ever seen. I bet Josh would agree with me. I would love to see her at a Comic-Con because she's worthy of my thing. I would let her sign this Blu-ray. Yes, I say it's a good performance. Screw the haters. Critics saying she's terrible in it. I can't believe they said that. That is just pathetic. It really is, because she's a good actress. She's a bloody mess in this movie, and if she lost her family. See, that scene, there's no dialogue. It's just her showing her face. It's like when Wanda loses her brother in Age of Ultron. That's powerful. There's no dialogue. It's just her going, you feel it. It's humanity. It's what we want to see in film. I'm tired of movies where people are acting like they're alien. It doesn't work for me. Show the humanity. That's why this movie worked for me. That's why John Wick works. That's why Taken worked. Yeah, the first Taken. Show the humanity. That's what I want to do in 2022. Be human. Stop being freaking alien. Stop treating each other like you don't even you're not even the same species. Be human. I like peppermint. I like peppermint, little peppermint candies. I like peppermint flavored, gum. If people went to go see this movie and were expecting a comedy, yeah, you got the wrong animal, guys. And with the R rating, there was no way kids were going to go see this. Yeah, John Ortiz, he's kind of a boring actor here. He's probably one of the weakest parts of the film because he was boring in Fast and the Furious 4. Yeah, terrible in that. I do agree with Jennifer Garner, Beautiful Lips. Revenge, I thought was better French film, but I thought was decent. It is a well-made movie. This is not like, oh, this is one of the worst of 2018. I've seen worse. The film was released on Netflix last year as well as other platforms. It deserves it. More people should be watching this movie. Stop watching BS like Squid Game, whatever the hell that is. I don't even know what that is. It's Asian, but it just looks too weird for me. I love Asian movies that make sense. Yeah. This movie made $53 million at the box office. I'm trying to stay on point, so I'm not going into tangents. They should have been put in the. They should have been given the lethal injection for taking a life of a child and a grown man.
We think that what happened may be linked to your husband. There were rumors he was involved in a plan to rob a drug dealer.
Yeah, Garner received a star on the Walk of Fame. She deserves it because of her humanity. She's an activist. And no, not one of those. She's not a SJW.
Got back to Garcia. Now an informant has given us very good lead.
Yeah, a golden raspberry. She didn't win for that, but it's not, that was not necessary. This movie is not Razzie worthy. Give me a break. So she cries a lot. Again, it's called being human and vulnerable. When Kristen Stewart does it, it's laughable because she's doing it in her bed and it's just ridiculous. This is a powerful scene. Did you see Jaded? That's way more dark than this movie because they beat the hell out. They sexually assault Carla Gugino. Yet I was able to still see that movie because it's a powerful performance and she gets revenge on them. I know it's hard to take. Some people are going to be super overly sensitive and it's going to bother them, but it bothers me when I feel like they're attacking me personally. That's all. See, she's having a flashback again. Very DC, if you ask me. Yeah. You saw her hair? Yeah, that she cut her hair. It's all of them. Yeah, I mean they have tattoos and they're light-skinned Mexicans. Is it painfully obvious? Number 5. It's like the scene in Usual Suspects. I was one of the few people who expected this to be one of the worst things ever due to the trailer and the reception. I didn't even see Jaded. Well, if you're super sensitive about women getting attacked, well, they don't really show too much, but it's intense. Trust me. That's why I haven't done a podcast for that because I can't. If I do that, I'm going to get a bunch of saying, oh, you hate women. No, I don't. No, I don't. Look at my room. Look at all around me. There's a woman right behind me. You know, that Far From No Way Home is going to be a revenge story because, you know, the what's happened. Vanquish was one of the worst things I saw this year, and it was not a movie like this. It had bad CGI blood, it was boring, and your lead is about as engaging as Driftwood. This actress actually can act and doesn't have a stupid accent.
Cop who went after Diego Garcia, who's in his locker, hanging in his locker here, inside Metro Homicide headquarters. Garcia has people on the inside. Garcia has a nickname. Look at you. There's a reason for that shit, Stan. Chris North didn't even rob Garcia. He just considered it. On the wrong side.
Yeah, why haven't I done a podcast for a horror movie? Because I'm already reviewing a lot of horror films. So, hey John, sorry I'm late. It's fine. Network 98. You just made it. We're about 25 minutes in. The movie's not over yet. Too late would have been if you made it to the last act, but we're not there yet. We're about closing up the first act of the film. Rainbows. There's a little reindeer. What's wrong with a woman crying? It's not a bad thing, guys. I'm keeping my sanity because, like I said, I got 2 more months. That's it. It's not like it's 2 years. 2 more months. In a month, I'll be working again, and I won't be stuck in the house on my computer all day. That's too much, too. Sometimes I need a break from my technology and just relax a little bit. That's why I took a break from my computer last night. I needed a break because I have a lot of things I have to see online anyway. I got to stream a lot of films coming up in this weekend and next week as well. I'm not going to see any more Twilight knockoffs like After or 365 Days. No, those are movies that are violence against women for no reason. This movie is not that. It's a woman getting revenge on these banditos that took something from her, that stole the lives of her two loving family members. Again, I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Best and worst Bond girl. The best, my favorite is Carrie Lowell. She was Pam, I think, or something like that in Beauvais in License to Kill. The worst one is Denise Richards is one of the worst ones. Great looking chick, but not a believable Bond girl. Her and Frost from Die Another Day, played by Rosamund Pike. She's awful. I hope the lead from 365 Days gets to do something else. Yeah, she will, because again, Hollywood loves to cast exotic looking women as Bond girls. I mean, Ana de Armas was doing soap operas in Spanish channels before she was in Bond and Blade Runner 2049. It's a prescription, dude. It's 73 degrees right now. You think that you're going to have justice? Make them all pay. We all pay for our bad mistakes, especially. I don't think it's a Razzie performance, guys. I'm sorry. I've seen worse. Even in 2018, I think what movies came out after this movie that had Razzie performances? Venom. I'm sorry, Tom Hardy acting like a cartoon is not what I wanted for Venom. That movie came out a month after this, and it's a disaster. I don't know if you saw this movie. It's not meant for you, Eddie. You're under 18. This is an R-rated movie. This is not for kids.
They did it. Objection. Calls for legal conclusion. Sustained. Mrs. North, we're interested in facts. You just asked me a question. It's okay. You identified my clients, correct? Yes, I did. They did it. Okay. And are you currently on any antipsychotic medication?
My favorite Bond girl is Honey Rider from Dr. No, and the worst is Frost. Yeah, Frost is terrible. Rosamund Pike, the reason she won't be in the MCU is because she's a robot. I'm telling you, she's a freaking robot.
Antipsychotic medication. Is it possible that your recollection isn't what you thought it was?
Gotti was worse than this movie. See that look in her eyes? Yeah. 50 Shades Freed. Yeah. Way worse than this, guys.
You're the district attorney. Can't you do anything? I didn't even take those pills. It is the opinion of this court that in this preliminary hearing, the evidence is insufficient for a juror to reasonably conclude that the state has met its burden of proof. I see no reason to hold the defendants over for trial.
Yeah, the system failed. A bunch of banditos that look guilty get scot free, and yeah. So do you think she's gonna let them get away with it? No.
This can't be over. These men killed my family. They killed my family. This guy showed up in my house. I am not finished. He offered me money. No. I am not. Mrs. North, you're excused. They are killers. They're fucking killers. Get away from me.
This would never happen in a courtroom. If these guys really were the killers, they wouldn't even be in the room. They probably would have gotten the chair. I mean, what evidence do you need? They shot him. They had the semi-automatics, and they shot him. Yeah, the worst picture, Holmes and Watson. Again, another movie that Josh hated worse than this. Dakota Johnson got a Razzie for but she didn't win though. But who won Worst Picture? It wasn't this movie. This movie didn't even get a nomination. It was Winchester, Robin Hood, The Happy Time Murders, Gotti, and Holmes and Watson, which won Worst Picture. So you know that movie is god awful. Worst Actor, Donald Trump, Death of a Nation. Trump is not an actor. Worst Actress was Melissa McCarthy, not Jennifer Garner. Kiss my ass, Razzies. Melissa McCarthy's a good actress. Worst Supporting Actor was John C. Reilly. Again, good actor. It was a shitty script. Worst Supporting Actress, Kellyanne Conway. I never even heard of her. Fahrenheit 11/9. Never heard of it. Worst Screenplay, 50 Shades Freed. Yeah, worse than this. Yeah, take that, you man. What do you think of Melissa's husband, Frank Falcone? He shouldn't direct her anymore. Do something different, guys. Stop using nepotism as an excuse. Just stop it. Jennifer Garner only worked with her husband of the time, Ben Affleck, once. But he never directed her. Nepotism will get you nowhere. It's just, oh, you got this role because you're... That's just petty. That's like if I directed a movie that hadn't starred one of my family members. If it's a cameo, I can understand that. But it seems like nepotism, and I don't have nepotism. Yeah, I've seen some of these movies are way freaking worse. John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell screaming, going, "Ah, pull the fire!" That's too much, guys. It was giving me a headache. And I saw that one scene, and it was giving me a headache. This movie did not give me a headache. And that movie has them doing British accents, even though they're American actors, and the ones doing the American accents are two British chicks. Yeah. What sense does that make, Hollywood? You're stupid. And yet this movie gets a Razzie. Kiss my ass, Razzies. You're a joke. You give the worst actor to people that are politicians and businessmen like Donald Trump, who's not our president anymore, so I can say whatever I want. That's like giving Biden a Razzie next year for whatever the hell he's done.
Thanks for showing up. Always been a firm believer in beauty sleep. Pro tip. Dead before you unlock this up.
I don't get it. I don't get how some movies get Razzie nominations, and then there's some of the worst movies of the year that don't get anything. Flanagan is the only one who worked with his wife more than once. Who's Flanagan? Flanagan. Yep, like the Predator. He hangs him up on the freaking thing. Like I said, crime doesn't pay. She hung them like freaking meat on a meat hook. There's a Santa. Almost Christmas time, guys. Bear with me. There's a hot black girl, I think. Yeah, as one of... This movie's pretty diverse. You have an Asian here and a black girl. Mike Flanagan. Okay, since you don't like Robert Pattinson, what actor do you think should have cast a Batman? I would say John Hamm. I know it's a stretch, but he's older than Robert, but he's got that Bruce Wayne look. And he was great with Gal in Keeping Up with the Joneses. He would have been a good Bruce Wayne / Batman, but they called him too late. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. That's Annie Lonvitz. I think I've seen her in a CW show. Let's see. She was in General Hospital, the rebooted Charlie's Angels, and nobody watched the show, not the movie. And let's see what else she's done. Hey, I'm only going to be here like 10 minutes to 20 minutes to do their other things. That's fine, Leah. You know, I hope you're not offended that I'm doing a movie with starring a woman that goes through something. But I understand. Yeah, she was in Arrow. She was Joanna de la Vega. I don't know if she's Hispanic or part Hispanic, but yeah, she was in that. I knew I've seen her before. But she's a woman of color, and I like that. This movie's pretty diverse. People want to force it and everything, but back in 2018, they did it without having to, dwell on it. They didn't have to make Jennifer Garner have a stupid accent or like sound like a cholo. And she has a tank top like Vin Diesel. And unlike in Fast 9, she's not jumping off of cars. See, she's wearing a bulletproof vest. Brass knucks, has a gun. Again, very simple plot, guys. Yes, it's been done before. Death Wish did this back in the 70s, the original. I gave it a 6. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, again, and because I'm not a woman, so I don't know how you feel about it. So, because, you know, with a female lead nowadays, it's like, oh, you are an SJW. I'm like, no, I'm not. I like movies with women. Sexy women kicking ass is not a problem for me. It's the ones that, it's the kind of actress that we get. If this was Kristen Stewart, I'd be asleep right now. I wouldn't buy it because she's so skinny that she couldn't hurt a fly. That's why nobody bought her in Charlie's Angels. Yeah, that didn't get a Razzie nomination, but this did. Please. Sometimes I want to be entertained with something for adults, not for children.
How come the feds care about a squirrely soccer mom?
Didn't she smack you in the head 5 years ago?
Smacking dumbasses ain't a federal offense.
Bank robbery is. The night Riley North got away from you, she stole $55,000 from the bank where she was employed.
You're talking about the same Riley North bank robbery?
She just
Good
disappeared. Completely off the grid.
She's Nigerian and Igbo. What's Igbo?
Your shit.
Igbo.
I agree.
Igbo. Yeah, no, she's black. This actress is black. She's not Hispanic. She just played a Hispanic in Arrow. She's Nigerian descent, even though she's not very dark. She's like brown. Josh, you're darker than her. Yeah, I bet you've seen her. She was in Arrow. She's a good actress. See, I like to see good actors. And no, this is not a man-hating movie. A bunch of men happened to kill her family. She got revenge on them. It's simple. Thank God that the Brie didn't get a Razzie for Captain Marvel. Of course not. It's a good performance. I'm gonna stick by that. That's the case. That's the one I'm sticking with. I will stand by Brie until the very end of her tenure with the MCU, and it won't be some limp dick for movie like freaking Black Widow. I'm sorry. I'd rather watch this any day over Black Widow. That movie is way too long, and it was disappointing. I was looking forward to it the most this year, and it's not even in my top 10. It's not the worst. I will not put it in my worst, but it is not the best movie of the year.
She left before we could have her apprehended.
So Igbo is a tribe in Nigeria. So, okay, she's black. I love that. Love to see her in the MCU. Why not? She did DC already, so that's cool. Yep, she was an MMA fighter. See, it's called backstory. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. J.J. Abrams. What do you think of Prisoners? It's a good movie. It's a little bit too long, and I think there's some subject matter that's a little bit too much for me. I'm fine with Hugh Jackman looking for his family, for his 2 daughters. That's fine, but he goes a little bit too overboard trying to find them. I mean, it's like he's going Logan on them. I'm like, yeah, it's a little too much, you know? I got through it, but it's not a rewatchable movie as much as Blade Runner 2049 or Arrival. I want to rewatch Arrival. Well, let's get back to the movie. I want to be on one subject. It's just the chat is talking about other films, so, and shows.
Do you know what the date is today? The date. What's today's date?
It's December 21st.
5-year anniversary of her family's murder.
4 days before Christmas. I don't know which black girl you're talking about. I'll show you, Josh. I will show you. You'll see. You can see this picture. Keep your eye on the birdie. It's a gorgeous black girl, and you know how I feel about them. I am absolutely just enticed. Wait, I'll just show her IMDb page. She's absolutely gorgeous. It's like Erin Westbrook that I saw from Riverdale. She's just, I see the face and I just light up like a candle. This is her. Wait. Can you see that, Josh? Hold on. It's too bright. Let me try to find another picture of her. Can you see her? That's her. That's her. Beautiful dark hair, brown skin. Annie Ilonove or Z. Alana Z. It's hard to say her last name, but hey, I'll take her to Orange Sandy Newton any day. At least she didn't change her name out of nowhere. Also, John, my daughter had a good birthday last week. I'm very happy to hear that, Leah, because, you stay with her. They only stay so young for so long, And, yeah, she has a flipper phone. I remember having one of those. Kaplooey, yep. But it's a small explosion. It's not a Michael Bay explosion in this movie. And this film is still entertaining. It's engaging considering the year that I had. And this is my second time watching it on DVD. I heard the commentary last year, so I'm doing my own. She's gorgeous. Yeah, I told you, Josh. I know how to pick them. I still prefer Erin because Erin, I think, is younger than her. Let me see. They're around the same age. Erin is like is 33, I think. Yeah. She's no, she's older actually. She's 38. Okay. Beautiful though, absolutely beautiful. Not married yet, so. This Asian guy looks like what's his name? The guy that was in the freaking Hellboy reboot. What was his name? I forgot his name. Not Sun Kang. There was another guy. For the start of the 2020s is the worst way to start. I know. It's just that this year will end. It was a little better than last year, but still, what happened to me personally could have been avoided. A lot of it could have been avoided. Yep, there's some women doing, working in their underwear for some reason. Yeah, that's kind of weird. But again, the director is French. And in France, showing a woman's body is not exactly a crime unless it's not consensual. What's up, John? It's Peppermint, the real Vanquish. Yeah, it's a lot freaking better because unlike that movie, I wasn't bored here, and it doesn't have horrible CGI blood or like having a flashback. In that movie, the movie has like way too many flashbacks, and the girl is completely messed up. Like she's psychologically damaged. Also, I don't get why they have that statue of that Lady of Death or whatever. I'm not giving Vanquish a second of my life. Don't, Eddie. It's horrible. This movie's way better. This actually looks like a production. Apparently, with some things in America with women are not okay unless they have consent. They have consent because in this movie, it's an R-rated movie. They're not going to show a woman in a freaking dress like in Amish country. Wow, this woman is hot to trot, man. See? Sexiness, because Pierre Morel knows how to pick them. Of course, she has a black eye because, banditos are very, very physical. I'll say that. I'm just not going to get into it. I don't want this podcast to be depressing. Why would someone have a username of 3 dots? Leah, and did they say that was a troll? Yeah. I'm blocking any trolls that show up here. This is not a safe haven for any trolls or hackers. Some people will get what they deserve when they hack. Yeah. So this is a December movie, even though I'm watching this in October. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's it. We're fine. I'm getting hot. I'm going to take this off. Ugh. You saw some bare chest there. Don't worry. I'm not stripping. I'm a guy anyway. That wouldn't be called movie. Got a Nickelodeon shirt, guys. Got a shirt I got back in January. Yeah, he called me that. I know that's upsetting. Yeah, again.
I have to take care of him sometimes.
Yeah, I know how it is, kid. I know how it is. She's on the bus.
Dad, what? What?
Yeah.
I told you not to speak to strangers. Hey, just get that shitty toy.
That kid has long hair. Looks like Anakin Skywalker. Yeah.
Give me your wallet.
What do you think about the 2019's Addams Family? I skipped it. It wasn't for me.
Just stand still, please. All right. What do we have here? Brian Hartley, 124 Harlow Street.
And unlike Gunpowder Milkshake, this movie's not comedic. She doesn't kill someone with a cookie jar or with her arms like this and killing them with her feet. I'm like, no, that would be too hot to be a good death. Unless it's going to choke on your finger, on your toenails. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be very intimidating. Breaking their necks with their legs, that's something. But putting your feet in their face, not scary, guys. That's not scary. That's kind of hot. If Rebecca Ferguson did that and took her shoes off and put her feet in my face, I wouldn't be like, oh God, get away from me. No.
You ever sell him anything else and I will blow you in this place to bits. You understand? Do you have a car? Give me the keys. Consider it a rental.
Yeah, she has to be tough with guys because the guys are the ones who killed their family. I get it. This isn't a man-hating movie. If this was Fembusters, we'd be on the sexist joke. Because that's how it is. Now, the people have to use gender politics to get a point across. I'm like, no, this movie isn't that. This was never. I was like, oh God, please don't let this be another Fembusters. It's not. Also, I have seen Alias. Jennifer was great in that show, and she's very sexy in it. I showed the pictures. Exactly. I want more of that and less Charlie's Angels 2019. Black wokeness was man-hating. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But yeah, you don't have to. A female lead doesn't mean the movie's going to be woke. It depends on the subject matter, guys. Looks can be deceiving. Remember that. We thought Wonder Woman 84 was going to be in theaters, and that did not get a mainstream release last year. It was barely in the theater. Here we go. Yep, take that, banditos. Oh, that was nice. She broke his leg. Yeah, see, no CGI blood. You don't need it. It looks fake. It looks like a video game. When I saw Ruby Rose, I can mute this. When I saw Ruby Rose shooting people and there was CGI blood, I'm like, this looks cheaper than The Asylum. And I'm like, at least give credit. Oh, this is a Pinata Factory. Yeah, that's something different we haven't seen in a movie before. I mean, we barely see them. They're soliciting drugs here and, playing cards or whatever. Right? Yeah. I don't find it racist or sexist or anything. No, it's a revenge story. You're going to get the revenge. It's simple. I guess the Razzies don't like simple. They want movies to be deep and thought provoking. Well, go see Dune next week. That's going to be pretty much what you want. The new Dune, Black Christmas 2019 is what I'm talking. Yeah, that's the wokeness. That's a movie that should not exist. That's to say that all men are evil, which is wrong. In this movie, John Ortiz and Jennifer Garner's husband was not evil. These guys are criminals. What do you expect? Whether they're men or women, it doesn't matter. A crime is a crime. So 12:35 already. We're about halfway through the movie already. And it didn't feel that long. There she is, gun in hand. I didn't see Alias because it came out when I was in high school, so I didn't have time to watch it at that time. Now I can because I can stream stuff. RoboCop is a revenge film when you think about it, the original. If there's ever an action scene in an abandoned elementary school, that would be badass. That way you can have a man and a woman fighting together as one. Yeah, exactly. Have a school teacher be a badass. Why not? Yep, there it is. Wow, an action scene I can actually see. That's rare nowadays. Without shaking the camera and editing it to crap. Shoot it. Shut up. I heard enough of you this month. And are movies like Black Christmas or Charlie's Angels Yeah, they're Ray-esque movies because they're trying to make women like superheroes and they're not superheroes. Or they're trying to make guys the victims. No gender is bigger than the other. We're all equals. Get over it. You directors and writers that think you're going to use gender politics as a gimmick. Yep, right in the foot. And if the movie they say is gratuitous violence, I'm like, it's an R-rated movie. What do you think is going to happen? This isn't going to be for children. This isn't going to be Mission Impossible or Fast 9. This is going to be brutal. If one of the Fast and the Furious had an R rating, yeah, it would be like this. Less cartoony, jumping on cars and flipping off, going over cliffs and all that. No, it wouldn't be that. It'd be straight up like bang, bang, you're dead. Yeah. She's using it as a human shield. Like I said, Jennifer Garner is the best thing in this movie. If she wasn't here, this movie would be on Netflix, but it wasn't. It was not a Netflix movie. It was a theatrically released movie that she kicks ass in. There's nothing wrong with that. Considering the movies we got after this, nobody's better than the other. Exactly. We're all human.
I have questions for you. You're not busy, are you?
Already said that one. Yeah, well, I'm saying it again. Decided to the whole damn operation. Yeah, but you guys would have done the same thing. How much did she take?
Is the villain generic? Yeah, he kind of is. He's a light-skinned Hispanic with a mustache. Trust me, I know what pain is. I had to go to a baseball game and hear 3 hours of Spanish music and yelling. Yeah, that was painful for me. It was pandering and it hurt me. So that's why I was so upset in September. If they want to say someone is woke, that say that the racist people are woke and have both girls and guys attack racist people in bad style. Exactly. You don't have to use a race, gender, or sexuality as a gimmick. Don't. That's why Batwoman failed, guys, twice. You had a female lead we didn't buy, and then we had a black woman as Batwoman we also didn't buy because it's a gimmick. They're like, oh, we have to make her more interesting. Let's just cast somebody a minority. Still didn't work. Javicia Leslie is gorgeous, but she's not Batwoman, and I don't care for the character. Yeah, she iced these guys. You're skipping No Time to Die as much as you skip Let There Be Carnage. Yeah, because it's too freaking long. Why would I want to see an almost 3-hour Bond movie where I already know what happens? I'm not interested. Not right now until it's on streaming. Once it's on streaming, I could see it, but I don't want to watch it in the theater.
Hey, man. There's something I want you to take a look at over here.
Yeah, she's a beautiful. Annie is a really beautiful girl, and she can act. So that's not, having somebody of color doesn't mean the movie's going to be woke. It's woke when they have to use it as a gimmick. Like I said, Wonder Years that they just recently did. Why was that? Why did they make it like that? Because they wanted to do a black version of that show. No Time to Die is currently number 1 of 2021. That's fine. If you guys like it, I'm not going to bash you on it. Everybody has films they're a fan of and films that they're avoiding. It's going to be the same thing with me next year in 2022. Goodness sakes. This white guy, I've seen him before. Would you call Batwoman Bat Ray? Yeah, because they have to make Batman a bat with tits. Whoop de freaking do. Except she's not good at anything. Let me see who that guy is.
Arrived in LA almost 3 months ago. Aren't you guys a little curious where she's been hanging out? You have a crime analysis department, right?
John Gallagher Jr. Oh yeah, he was in Short Term 12 with Brie Larson, the movie that was directed by the guy that did Shang-Chi. Yes, sir. It is. That's him, John Gallagher. I know I've seen him before. Junior. Yeah, that was him. Yeah, he was in 10 Cloverfield Lane. He was in Hush from 2016. Yeah, I've seen him. He's a good actor. You don't like with tits? No, I don't, Jonathan Hiller. I don't, because I'm sorry. The original design and the original concept art, Luke was supposed to be a girl, but they took that and they made it into a Mary Sue character that I don't care about. Played by the worst British actress I've seen in this decade. That I had to see, in my mind. He was in Jonah Hex also as well. That's a terrible movie, but at least he's done some good art films as well.
She must have been watching. Those missing shipments, it was her. She's been steering shit up. Finding out the pieces. Bitch has been fucking with us for weeks.
You know, Hillard is John Hill, right? John, what do you mean John Hill? Is it the one that was blocking that was trying to block you? Yeah, I'll block him then. Hide the user's thing. How's that? Because I don't need somebody to trying to give me a shit about it. I blocked them. Don't worry about it. Dune is almost 3 hours long, but it's a two-parter. There's a reason for that. It's gonna finish on a cliffhanger like the last the second Hobbit movie. Miles was never woke. Also in 2022, I'm going to be even more honest with movies. Yeah, I'm not going to hold back. If there's a film I'm not going to see, I don't want to watch it. I'm not going to stream it either at home. The tantrum guy, not Angelo. Okay, so but still, I'm gonna just I don't want to hear it because I don't want to deal with anybody that's going to bother me.
Stop problems from spreading.
Any anomalies? Areas of higher violent crime than expected?
Besides tonight?
Going back a few weeks,
Because like I said, I'm not. The chat's not an open haven for trolls.
Tell me where she's been. Everywhere she goes, people get dead. She has to be living somewhere. Maybe I can locate where she's been staying, make some operations, find her that way.
And the film never it never slows down to a crawl, which is a good thing because half of these action movies now they have to have 30 minutes of exposition and talking and no action and just way too many flashbacks.
You want to see something really interesting? I was looking at this before you got here.
It's almost 1:00. The worst Bond girl was Olga Kurylenko. Well, she doesn't do much in the film. I can't say she's the worst. It's just that's one of the weaker films that Daniel Craig did. Yeah, look, she's trending on social media. You go, girl, killing off banditos. Yeah, at least she's killing people that are not innocent, like the Punisher.
Has it always been like that? Your dad, right?
This is why Amber Heard will never get a movie like this, because she's banned. After Aquaman 2, she's gone. We won't see her again, and no one will miss her. Nobody.
don't see nothing.
Nothing in the chat. I made the chat go 30 seconds so I can have some breathing room. Because if there's a inbox every 5 seconds, it's gonna make me have to read a lot.
She's it. Hit the remote.
Nice slide. Jennifer is an anti-hero here, like Mando, exactly, because she's killing people that deserve it. She's not killing innocent children and teens. Worst Bond girls, Denise Richards. Best is Eva Green, Carrie Lowell, and Halle Berry. Yeah, I like those mostly. It's just Eva Green. They shouldn't have killed her in the first movie. They did that so that Bond would be, sulking for most of the films. In Quantum of Solace to No Time to Die.
Multiple reports of an explosion. Fire industrial warehouse downtown. Multiple units left station. Catch up. Where are you going?
I got a hunch.
We didn't talk about a hunch.
Because Sweet Girl tried to be a revenge movie, but it didn't work for me. Because it's like this movie, except you have Isabella Moner as the lead, and I'm like, she doesn't work as a female badass. Not in that movie. It was just, she's too cutesy, Plus, it was a twist that took me out of the movie. This movie doesn't have a twist.
Probably just busy. There's a lot going on right now. Yeah, right. By the way, Bigfoot says hi.
Bigfoot says hi. What kind of stupid line is that? Yeah, John Ortiz usually either has the worst. He has the worst dialogue in the movie. Bigfoot says hi. What? Halle was the best part of the Die Another Day, even though the film sucked. Well, it has flaws. I still don't think it's the worst. The most boring Bond movie I saw was on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I was so bored. It's over 2.5 hours long, and it felt that long.
Hey, get out of my car!
Yeah, she likes to steal cars. Again, hey, Joshua Williamson, you really got to shorten your name, man. Your name's too long. You should just be Joshua Williamson because it's cool as of Mom, my name is Bob. Yeah, your name's too long. Mute this. Anyway, yeah, because some of your names are short enough, like Network 98, Leah, that's fine. But when you have like and the movie doesn't have a lot of music in it either. It's just like very subtle cues here and there, and there's no soundtrack. There's no soundtrack like what that takes me out of the movie.
Boss, we smoked her ass. She was up in there when it went up. There's no way she's living through that shit. Trust me, she's gone. Thank you, boss. Now get your ass back here.
Because like I said, in 2022, people need to be, they need to stop being sensitive and just start, seeing things for what they are. We're almost done. There, it's shortened. My name is Bob. Yeah, because you don't need the Joshua Williamson. It's cool. It's just too long. Because, some usernames are just incredibly long and I have to read. I wonder what the future of the DCU is going to be going. Yeah, well, we'll see in 2022. Because there's no more DCU movies in 2021. It starts with Peacemaker on HBO Max next year. Let's hope that that's a huge hit so that we get more of that and less cartoons.
Hi. Talk to you guys for a second.
Yes.
I'm looking for someone.
Take a selfie. Well, I can't. It's too dark. Yeah, it's too dark.
Isn't it dangerous at night for the kids? Why is that?
That's me doing the podcast. Wait, too fuzzy. That's good, yeah. I'll crop that and put it on my Facebook later. I'll just crop out the information. I don't want somebody stealing my information. So There we go. Next year for DC starts with Peacemaker. It'll end with the Flash. Yeah, exactly. Let's hope. I'm hoping for the best, man. Yep, there we go. She shot both of them. Excuse me. I thought the film was okay. It's fine. It's just I don't think the movie's a disaster like the critics said it was. I miss the old days when you had to light in your room so we could see your awesome posters again. My dad didn't fix the electricity in my room for the past year, so there's nothing I can do. That's why I do podcasts. Yeah, also another good movie I would recommend like this is Vigilante, starring Olivia Wilde. It's also pretty well done. It's more of an independent movie because it was not in mainstream theaters. She did great, and I met her. So the best DCU film is Shazam. Yeah, for me it is. It's the most different, and it has the most color and life to it. Except for the villain, I think the movie's well done. The humor was spot on. One of the best comedic scripts of any DC movie. They weren't somber. You know, there were dark moments where people die, but there's also a lot of humor that helps the movie a lot. Vigilante, yeah, was a favorite of 2019. It was good. I liked it. I hadn't seen it in a while, but you know, yeah. Okay, I got an unstable thing. That was bound to happen right here, so I can illuminate my room. I know the connection is unstable. I get it. See, she's kicking ass, and that's a good thing. Movie's almost over anyway. I'll be done with this podcast real soon. Besides, with the lights off, at least you can see the movie better. Like to see movies with the lights off, not with the bright lights on. It's a young girl. Pretty brutal. Favorite MCU movie is Thor Ragnarok. That's fine. I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just I don't have electricity in this room. The rest of the basement I do, but I can't do a podcast in the rest of the basement. My family can hear me right upstairs, you know? Just saying, guys. I try not to let them in my videos, so I don't, you know, I respect their privacy. Here it is. Hey, Nicholas, you just made it to the third act. Barely, but you made it. I was going to do this at 1, but I wanted to do it early because the movie's almost 2 hours. Almost. It's not 2 hours, though. So do I. See, she gets stabbed, but doesn't die because he missed a vital organ. Yeah, the minus Infinity War. Yeah, I have that movie on Blu-ray. When I do Endgame, I'm going to try to do it upstairs so you got have more light. It's just that my room doesn't have light, and my dad can't do anything about it right now. He's got other things to fix in the house, so broken tiles, painting, a window. You know, we have a lot of repairs to do in this home. Because when you have your own place, you got to fix it yourself mostly. You don't have a landlord to tell you to fix things for you, you know? Got to change my shirt. I'm all sweaty. If I had one connection, I wouldn't be so unstable. Plus, this computer's old. I've had this computer since 2014. So, Christmas decorations. I'll be seeing those soon.
Riley?
Yep, right in the face.
Good evening, Peg.
Yeah, she's bleeding. See? Vulnerability. And also, I saw Dune last week. Don't say anything. No spoilers in the thing, or you'll be muted because I don't want to know a thing about it. Besides the references to the David Lynch movie and what I saw in the trailers. Don't say a word. That was kind of funny when she punches the woman, but it's not. It's still there's no comedy in the movie. John Wick has an occasional laugh or two, but it's not a comedy. She busted her open, man. See, even women take it in this movie too. It's not just the men.
Sorry we missed the party last time. Riley, you're fucking crazy. Everything they said about you was true. You know, I couldn't help but notice you're not wearing a ring.
Actually, I'm gonna just go shower and then I'll come back to read your comments on this video.
There's someone younger, prettier. Go fuck yourself.
No, actually, I said that to Jodie Comer, the girl that's in The Last Duel. Yeah, she can go screw herself.
Yes.
John, what if they made a movie in one day? Well, it could be done. A short film could be done in one day.
This is not gonna bring her back. I am very sorry. Don't say my daughter's name. You're gonna get locked up. You're gonna go to jail for a very long time. They will catch you. This is not. You don't want to be doing this. Thank you. Burn their house down now, Peg. I'm with you inside of it. Riley! Riley! Get back here, Riley! No! Stop squealing, Peg. Just kidding. Riley! No! No! Riley!
She was going to burn her house down. Of course not. She's not an arsonist. Depends if it's a blockbuster movie. We're almost done. We got about 20 minutes left, 20-something minutes. So, yeah, I wanted to do something short that wasn't going to cost me too much time. Because there's a lot of movies that I want to get to, guys, before November. And, don't ask when my next podcast is. I'll make it official next week. We'll see. Because I have to do some before. There's is it Redman or no? It's Method Man in a cameo. Yes, Method Man. He's a better actor now than he was back in the 90s and the early 2000s when they were trying to have rappers be actors. And it's good that they're trying, at least, you know. Got to take these socks off. They're very they're very tight. So yeah, it's been a long year, man. But it's almost done. Just got a few more films to see in the theater. I'm seeing Eternals in November. No spoilers for that if you see it early. I'm seeing Dune next week, hopefully at home. I'm going to watch, I'm going to see Spider-Man and probably go see a re-release in the film form because it's been a while.
I don't think it's fair, Stan. glitch that makes this area low crime. It is low crime because of her.
So how do you want to play it?
Set up surveillance, apprehend her when she returns. We can take her alive.
Alive.
She's obviously been watching Garcia's operation for weeks. God only knows what she's figured out. Get her to talk, take down him, supply everything and everybody. If the rumors are true, Garcia has
Those kids, I don't know why they're in the film so much, because they don't really do anything. They basically are homeless kids. They live in a box in the middle of LA, in the slums of LA. Yeah.
I have to tell you something. What? Sorry.
Yep, there's a twist. Well, actually, it's a twist, but it's not the same twist from some other movies that I've seen. I forgot about the twist. Yeah. It wasn't like in Sweet Girl on Netflix where, yeah, the twist was dumb. It took me out of the movie. Also, John, this is one guy. One guy.
I know where to find her. Stay where you are. Gather your crew. Tell those fuckers it's time.
Yeah, he's a mole. I forgot because I hadn't seen the movie since last year.
Sit down. Look, this shit ends tonight. Understood?
See, she's in pain. How many days are left this year? Let me see. Today is the 15th. We're about halfway through the month of October. We got 16 days left. Plus 30 in November, plus 31. 77 days left, guys. And the year's over. 77 days. That's nothing. That's less than 100.
Got someone in the 911 center. He calls from this area around.
I forgot that John Gallagher was part of the crew, yeah. McDonald's sub to your channel? I think so, but
We'll find her.
at least I'm losing weight. I look a little bit lighter than I did a month ago. Because I want to be 207 anymore, guys. I've been fat for most of my life as an adult. So I don't want to be a fat cow, because obesity leads to death. So I don't want to be fat. No more. Yeah, they're homeless kids wearing coats. Supposed to be December, yet some of these guys are wearing a shirt, like no jacket or nothing. I'm like, yeah, right now it's warm, but in in November it's gonna get colder. There's the daughter in like a ghost flashback telling her to get up. Yeah, McDonald's subscribed to my channel. Yeah, just got that notification right now. Oh, it's fine. The more subscribers, the better. Just don't be a freaking troll. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can finally have monetization. And I'm trying not to get flagged. Because Facebook already blocked me last week, and I don't want that to happen again this week. That's why I've been watching my posts. Yep, the blood trail. There's practical blood in the movie. There's no CGI blood in this movie at all. The budget was pretty lenient. It was like about 30 million. See, and it doesn't look like a TV movie or like a direct-to-video, direct-to-streaming film. Vanquish looked like it was a direct-to-video film. It should have came with a ba-da-da-ba-ba sub. Yeah, but again, I don't have any. When I get a sub, I don't get a noise. It just pops up in the right-side corner of my computer, and that's about it. That's why when I get a new subscriber on YouTube or whatever, I don't get a thing. That's Twitch when you have like a noise. What is that?
Did you find her? Maybe. Going in now.
Here we go. Third act fight. There we go. I got it. Hold on. I got to get a hand sanitizer. Sanitize my foot. I'll be back, guys. I'm right here. I'll plug this phone. I'm gonna.
So help me God, I will kill every single one of you.
Yep, and she's not kidding, guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm just shutting off my phone. I just got a notification right now.
I can hear the baby voice. You're hurting.
We all are.
Up and out.
There we go. McDonald's doesn't own the rights to YouTube, so that why? Of course not. McDonald's is just a corporate company that makes food every year that people went to during COVID. That were getting like Uber Eats so that they could get their food delivered to them.
She's not answering either. Shit. Gotta find her. See if we can get a location on them in the cell phone. Find out.
Yeah, there we go. At least my toes healing up because my baby toes the nail grows a little bit too big, so I don't want to bleed to death. So I put some hand sanitizer. It's got alcohol in it. It'll heal it. Some peroxide because it's good for my hands. It sanitizes any cuts that I've had on my hands. An iPhone that's still on. It's amazing how people just have their cell phones on them and don't shut it off. When I have my cell on me, I shut it off when I don't need it because I like this to conserve battery power. Also, I'm just a fan of McDonald's, not a troll. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just, I love eating there. I know it's not good for me, but I don't eat it all the time.
Okay.
She's doing a live stream.
Dirty cop. That's comeback right there. That is Diego Garcia.
Yep. Yeah, and they said, oh, they only cast Hispanics as stereotypes. Well, this was 2018, guys. This was before this whole wokeness and Me Too movement was a big thing. If this movie was made today, she'd be a total SJW. It's 48 degrees according to this movie, even though it's Los Angeles. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees because even in the wintertime in California, it's really, really hot. John Gallagher Jr. looks like Sheamus, like wrestler Sheamus. Yeah, it's weird. He's just a little bit younger than him.
Someone here I want you to meet. Say your name is right. Maria here is about to die because of you. Man, you just don't seem to have any luck with little girls, man.
Ooh, that's too soon, man. Yeah, why show a woman that has no emotion? She shows emotion in this movie. She can be angry. She can be sad. That's fine. Riley in Inside Out showed a lot of emotions. My favorite is the apple pie and the double cheeseburger. Definitely. I agree with that. We're an hour and 26 minutes in. We're almost done.
I'm coming.
If you don't count the first 20 seconds of the logos, yeah, the movie's about an hour and 38 minutes. It's short, see, and to the point. It doesn't drag on and on for 2 hours. Movies don't need to be that long.
okay?
I knew you'd see me. I knew it.
Right. Here I am. Let her go. You have to go now, Maria.
You have to go with me.
I can't.
No.
Get out of here. Come on.
Just go. It's safe.
No. Please.
So she has frizzy hair. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse also came out the same year as this, Josh, and that movie won an Oscar. I never knew a Spider-Man movie would win an Oscar other than for the effects. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Yeah, because Into the Spider-Verse proved that, yeah, Lord and Miller did the right thing by leaving the Lego sequel and doing that movie instead, working on that. Because, again, it was a project they believed in. They knew the Lego sequel was a sinking ship because they waited 5 years to do a sequel without the original directors. Lord and Miller can do better work because Marvel, Lucasfilm didn't want them, and Warner Brothers didn't want them, so they went the other route. They went to Sony, and Sony treated them like actual gentlemen. That here we go, a fisticuff fight with the main villain at the end.
Gotta get out of here. She's toying with you, stalling.
Shut the fuck up! Let me have a little fun here.
Yeah, he's hitting a woman, and the movie didn't get canceled. Again, he's the villain of the movie, guys.
You like a girl?
See that? She ain't doing shit.
Here we go. You don't turn your back on your enemy. Never do that.
I thought you were gonna put on a real fight. Make fun of me.
You want to hear a secret? You should have listened to Carmichael.
Yep, there's the cops. Yep, run. Banditos running away from a bandito is a bandit, guys. Just to let you know, it's Spanish for bandits or thugs. You know.
Police! The soldier could know.
Yep, of course, John Gallagher Jr. dies. He's a white guy in a very diverse movie. I know Jennifer Garner's also white, but she's the main character. Gallagher's just a side cop that kind of like double crosses a double cross, you know? Like, I'm gonna kill this black girl, and then I'm gonna turn on the villain, and I'm like, oh, and yeah, of course. He's playing for both teams. Well, the chat's kind of quiet now. That's good, though, because, you know, it is school season. You know, kids are back in school. Leah, I have to go to the mall. Bye. See you, Leah. Have a good day. Be safe. Wear a mask when you have to. I'm vaccinated, so I don't have to wear a mask all the time. I did yesterday because I went to a job fair, and I scored something. That's right, baby. Do it. And she lost so much blood.
Riley North! Step back! We got him! We'll take care of it!
Like you did last time.
Now he ain't getting away! Just drop the gun! Riley! On the ground! Don't do it! I'm begging you!
You're begging her?
Please, Riley! You crazy ass! You spent more time in prison than me!
We're not going to prison.
See fire! See fire!
Yep, he's going to hell. Yeah, I went to the mall yesterday. I had to go to a job fair, and it was worth the time. It was worth the trip because I'm going to be working soon. I miss work, man. I haven't worked since 2019, and it's not my fault, guys. The pandemic happened, and there were no job fairs the first half of 2020. So you can't blame me, you know? It was already hard to find work before that, but during the pandemic, it was hard.
What do you see? You got eyes?
But I got vaccinated, so I'm all good. I'm safe. I can touch people again. It's other people I got to worry about.
Total clusterfuck. She could be anywhere. Send the perimeter 2 blocks out, but who knows?
Don't bother. I know where she's going.